Hi there once again and welcome back to this video tutorial for the course ENSC102. In this video we are going to do our drawing exercise number 5. We're still going to use the 2D drawing tool commands and the 2D modified tool commands, except that somehow we are going to extend our analysis because this object is a machine element. Specifically, this is what we call gears, and gears are type of machine elements that is used for power transmissions. So drawing this object, actually it will help if you have some backgrounds on what this object does or what this gear does, and also the nomenclature of the gears or the parts of the gears. So that will really help. So for example, we have these terms right here: pitch diameter. So if we don't know what that pitch diameter is, then that means that we can't actually draw this object. So of course you may figure out based on the value of this diameter, but at least if we have background already, or just a basic background, so at least somehow we can move forward. Anyway, the detailed discussions of the gears, you can actually find that in one of our playlists, Machine Design for ABE, and we have here the video number 39, Spur Gears intro. So if you're interested, you can just visit this out. But in terms of drawing, at least if we know this, the nomenclature of the gears, then I think that's enough for this activity. So therefore, we just maybe I can say learn as we go. So first is I'm going to discuss some parts of the gears, and then we'll move on to the drawings. I have also included the steps, so we have step 1 to step 6. Okay, so for the parts of the gears, we have here the um, the drawing of the gear, and say outside diameter, that refers to this diameter, or that's the outermost diameter. When I say pitch diameter, that's this diameter. That it's actually an imaginary circle. I mean, the pitch circle is an imaginary circle, but the idea is that that's actually that's the circle where the teeth of the gears meshes, two gears meshes. So let's say we have a gear or a driven gear right here. So if we have a driven gear, of course it has gear tooth as gear teeth as well. So the power transmission actually occurs at this point. When I say gears, it's transfer the power. Let's say if this one is connected to an engine or an electric motor, and this one is the driven gear. So how does it transfer the power, or let's say the torque or the speed? Then it transfer here at this point. So that's the point of transfer, and that occurs at the pitch pitch circle, and the diameter of that pitch circle is what we call the pitch diameter. And again, that's just an imaginary circle, and that's the reason why I just draw it as a center lines. Okay, next one is the root diameter. The root diameter is this one. Okay, so that's the I think that's just the base circle, or maybe the other one. But anyway, that's just the let's just call this is the root. Okay, another one is the keyway. So the keyway is this. The keyway is another machine elements, and it's just used to lock the somehow lock the gear in place on a shaft. Okay, this one is what we call the bore, and the diameter is actually the bore is the diameter of this. So that's where you insert the shaft, and right here is what we call the hub. Okay, or hub diameter. Of course, hub diameter. So if we draw this in 3D, what we can say is maybe something like this. We have this keyway, and then we have this gear tooth profile over here. Okay, and This is what we call the, as I've said, this is the hub, but the diameter of that hub is this one. So let's say hub diameter, and this one is what we call the bore diameter, or just simply bore. And this is where we insert the shaft. So we have a shaft over here, and then it is gonna be locked by this let's say a square key. Okay, another one is this gear also includes spokes. Okay, spokes. The spoke is a portion of the gear that connects this hub to this outside portion. Okay, so let's say here's our gear once again, and let's say here's the outside portion. So it needs to be connected in some way, and that connection, that part that connects that, is what we call the the spoke, right? So we can have various number of spokes or spoke designs. Okay, so I think that's it. Now let's discuss the steps. So to draw this, we are given these dimensions and some couple of notes right here. And the first step is just simply to draw the concentric circles, and then draw a line, rotate that line. The concentric circles correspond to the root, the pitch diameter, and the outside diameter. So once you've done that, you are going to isolate some portion of the lines, and that's what we are going. In this portion right here, we are going to do one gear tooth profile. And so just from this red line to this red line, so we are going to draw one gear tooth profile. And then once we've done that, then of course you're gonna do some fillet just to smoothen the edges or the corners. And then once we've done the one tooth profile, then we can just array that into 12 items, and there we go, we can complete the gear teeth. And after that, we are going to draw the bore, the hub, the keyway, as well as the spokes right here. So you see here we have some divided, maybe we can say some points, but it's just dividing this circle. Then after that, we are going to isolate once again this spoke, and finally array that. So that completes our gear. Okay, so to do that, then we'll start drawing the circles. So type C for circles, specify first point, specify diameter. So type D for diameter, because the given dimensions here are diameter. So 106.68. Okay, so press C once again, or press enter, specify first point, then diameter is, so type D, 121.92. Okay, next press enter, because we are still gonna use the circle, so just press enter, type D, and then type 132.08. and after that, create a line, so line commands, or type L for shortcut, and then specify center point. So make sure your ortho mode is on, and then for the second point, just click elsewhere or anywhere. Okay, next one is, it says here we need to array the line to 48. So type AR or click array button. So select objects, press enter. Okay, select polar, and then specify center point. Change the item to 48. Okay, and then press enter for exit. Okay, the next one is we are going to isolate this. So it says here, draw a circle whose center point is at this intersection of the pitch circle and the ray labeled 2, and whose radius is determined by the distance from the center point to the intersection to the pitch circle and the ray labeled 1. Okay, so what it does is, or what it means is, we have here radial lines or rays. So from the vertical lines, we need to count 1, 2 to the right, and then 1, 2 to the left. And the red color is just simply to, so that we can just visualize it. So if you click here, by the way, if you click this arrayed lines, it's one object. So it's blocked as one object. So what I'm going to do is to explode this so that I can select individually the lines. Okay, so the shortcut for explode is X. So type X. So you see here explode. Then press enter. It says select object to explode. So I want to explode this array. So now you can freely select the radial lines. Okay, so as I've said, from the main vertical line, we count 1, 2 to the right. So we'll change this to some color, and then another one is to the left, 1 and 2. Right, change the color and also the pitch circle. Okay, so the next step is it says the circle. We are going to create the circle, but this circle right here, the center is the intersection of this radial line 2 and the pitch circle. So that's the center point, and the radius is at the intersection of -1. Okay, so we'll do that. Type C for circle. So we'll click this center point, and then the radius is this point. So let's change this color so that we can follow. Okay, and next one, I think I'm just gonna mirror, or maybe we can just create circle. So center point once again, and the radius is this. Okay, so I'm gonna change this color. So that's our one gear tooth profile. So the next step is to trim all the unnecessary objects. So type TR for shortcut, and maybe we can do this. Right. Then there we go. What else? Maybe this, because we're not gonna do we're not gonna need that. And for the remaining objects, we just have to select, and then maybe just press delete. So that's faster. Sorry, press undo. We need some more lines. I think we need this. We need these lines, so we have to retain that. Okay, so TR once again, maybe this and this. Okay, so there we go. And also this. Delete that as well. Okay, so now I'm gonna delete the other lines. Okay, so if we select this object, you see that it's just one polyline, or one object. But if we array, we can actually combine this first, or maybe we'll try array. So let's do an array for this. But first, I'm gonna change the color back to the layers color for visible lines. Okay, so array, type AR. So select the objects, select polar and center point, and then items is 12 items. Then press enter. So if you click this is already blocked. Okay, next one is, I think we forgot to do something. We forgot to do this circle right here. So this is 0.08, 5.08 for the diameter. Let's just press undo for back. So maybe we'll do F, delete. So the radius is half of 5.08. That's maybe 2.54. So radius is 2.54. So select first object and select the second object, and then press enter once again, and there we go. Okay, and then array. So select the object once again, polar, type items 12. Okay, and there we go. So next step is to create this this bore diameter and the hub, and also these two circles right here. The diameter of that circle is as well as the bore, we have 20, 40, and 96. Okay, 96, and then offset 2.4. This is offset distance. So 96. So circle, then the center. So type D, type 96, and then offset 2.4. And then for the bore, we have diameter of 20, and for the hub, we have diameter of 40. Okay, so next one is maybe we'll do this keyway first. So for the keyway, it says 1/4 of bore diameter. So if this is 20, that means, let me draw it here. So for the bore diameter, if this is 20, then the key will be 1/4 of the bore diameter. So that will be 20 divided by 4. This is 5. So this is just 5 by 5. And the midpoint of that key is at the quadrant of this circle. Okay, so let's create a line. So line, then we'll just extend here, and also line. Okay, from this quadrant, and maybe we'll just move this line. Okay, and then so use offset command. So offset distance is half of the half of 5, so that is 2.5. Then select this, select that, select this object to the right and to the left. Okay, and then trim unnecessary objects. So we'll do the trim. Okay, so we'll do the trim. So we'll need this. Okay, there we go. And then next one is what else? We are going to create the spokes. So this circle right here, we are going to divide that into, it says 18 segments, and divide the hub diameter to 6 segments. So we are going to divide this hub 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and the outer, this bigger circle will have 18 segments. So to do that, type div or divide. Okay, divide, and it says here select object to divide. So which object do we want to divide? So first, let's consider the bigger circle. So the next step is, it says enter the number of segments. So how many segments? We have 18. Okay, by the way, if you haven't changed this yet, this point style is actually right here. Let me do that again. Let's press undo. So by default, the point style is this one. Okay, again, point style is this point right here. So if we do the divide command, so div and then select object and then press 18. So once you press the enter, you can actually see the segments divided here. But if you make a window selection, you can actually see this divided, or these segments or nodes. So in order to adjust that, click here in this home tab, and we have this utilities ribbon. So press this point style. So just select that, and there you can see your nodes. Okay, so divide once again. So press div, select object, select this object, and then 6, type 6. Okay, so there's our nodes. So we just have to combine this. So we'll make a line from this node to that node, this node to that node. So line. Okay, and then do a trim. So let's do a trim and delete the nodes. Okay, so delete the nodes. Okay, so next one is, let's combine this. Let's make these objects into into just one object. Okay, this pi. So to do that, we have this modify commands. So if you press this down arrow, you can see here edit polyline. So click that because we want to edit this polyline. So select just one line. So it could be this, it could be that, or this, and it asks you, do you want to turn it into one? By default, that's yes. So just press enter, and then join. So we want to join these two other objects. So press enter and then press enter once again. Okay, and you can see that it's one object already. Okay, so next, let's do a fillet. So F. So type F for fillet or fillet. Okay, so F, and then let's specify first the radius. So radius, type R, and it says the diameter is 6, so radius is 3. Okay, and then since this is already a polyline, then we can just select this polyline right here, or type P, then select this entire polyline, and then there it goes. So then finally we do an array once again. So polar, center point, and then item is 6. So that's our object. Okay, so as you can see, even though it's a complex geometry, I mean relatively complex geometry as compared to the previous ones that we did, it can actually be drawn using this basic or combinations of the drawing tools and the modify tools. And drawing objects such as this, like machine parts or machine elements, it really helps if we have some backgrounds on the geometry or the nomenclature or parts of these gears, and also the functions. So that will really help. Okay, so I think that's all for this drawing exercise. In the next video, we'll do another exercise, another machine elements called mechanical comms. Okay, so see you in the next video.